3 years ago, we launched our first wild eye mapping tool, and this year, with the help of our donors, team, and data wranglers, we've come back to our roots in Africa. Wild Eye Southern Africa is a powerful tool that we hope will provide a deeper understanding of wildlife crime in the region. This is the result of more than just months of hard work, and while it's focused in the Southern Africa region, its impact is global. With that, I invite you to join us in the fight against wildlife crime. We'll now be doing a walkthrough of the tool. Wild Eye is an open source mapping tool that provides public access to information on wildlife trafficking and other environmental crimes in Southern Africa. Developed by journalists for journalists, it maps seizures, arrests, court cases, and convictions. It was created to track and share data on justice in action and contains information on legal interventions. Until now, there has been no single place to access information easily on efforts to crack down on environmental crimes in the region. How does Wild Eye work? There are currently 4 different versions of the tool: Wild Eye Global, Wild Eye Europe, Wild Eye Asia, and Wild Eye Southern Africa. You can find the maps on the Oxpeckers homepage by selecting the Wild Eye button under Explore Our Maps and Tools. You will then find yourself on the Wild Eye Maps page. On the left-hand side, there's a list of all the maps, links to related resources, and a search and filter function. Select the map that you would like to interact with. In this case, we will select Wild Eye Southern Africa, and all of the cases pertaining to this part of the world will appear on the map. The maps are populated with icons containing information about a seizure, an arrest, a court case, or a conviction, as per the interactive filter. The default display on the maps is all categories, and if you only want information about one category, click on the filter in the top left of the map. Click on any icon and a text box will pop up, providing detailed information about what products were seized, who was arrested, and how much they were fined, for example. The tool includes a search function at the top left to help users filter information and find topics of interest. If you want to learn about illegal trade in rhinos, for instance, simply type rhino in the search box and you'll get results covering seizures, arrests, court cases, and convictions involving that word. You can use the alert system on the maps to subscribe to receive alerts on either an area or a specific case. Each time the data is updated, you will receive an email with this information. You can unsubscribe or stop alerts at any time via email. How can journalists use the map? Journalists can use Wild Eye to track specific data, patterns, or trends for use in their investigations. At the click of a button, Wild Eye can show you where law enforcement efforts are concentrated in Zimbabwe, for instance, and whether this is leading to judicial certainty. Another example is, are there more arrests in South Africa than in Mozambique, and why? Use Wild Eye to ask questions such as, why are there more seizures in some countries than others? Is this due to more intense controls or to the preference smugglers have for certain routes? You can also ask, why do so few seizures result in prosecutions and fewer still convictions? Journalists can use the data to identify cases on which to build news stories through court records or freedom of information requests. As you will hear from one of our data wranglers just now, our data analysis indicates that wildlife crime in some of the countries in the region is on the increase. They will also provide highlights of what they discovered during their data collection and analysis and how this fits into the bigger picture. For more information on how you can use Wild Eye, click on Guide for Journalists in the bottom left-hand corner. Journalists are encouraged to share data via the tool whenever they come across it. If you know of any seizures, arrests, prosecutions, or convictions that are not on Wild Eye, You can do this by clicking on Reach Out in the bottom left-hand corner under Get Involved. You can also request access to wild eye data to use in your research and investigations. Do this by clicking on Get Wild Eye Data in the bottom left-hand corner. One of the goals of Wild Eye is to build on our dossier of stories based on the tool's data. The stories produced through the help of Wild Eye data are featured on our investigations page on the Oxpeckers site and by partner media outlets. You can suggest a story by once again clicking on Reach Out in the bottom left-hand corner under Get Involved. We look forward to hearing about your experiences with Wild Eye Southern Africa and would like to welcome you to our ever-growing community.